Hello, everyone. We're back. We're back again, and this is going to be a very quick update.
Yes.
I'm live at the training ground. Keith Downey's outside. Amanda has the tea on. Pete, as you can see, yes, that is Pete. You might not recognize
without the shirt on. Yeah, exactly. Don't recognize him. Yeah, and I'm back in the hallway.
Back in the hallway.
After being Harry Potter,
where it all began.
Away. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Martin,
so where are we?
Let's go straight to you. Fill us in.
Yeah, obviously I'm working from home. So yeah, where are we as it stands? So both Dan Byrne and that's just my door. Dan Byrne and Matty Targett are at the training ground having medicals. Dan Byrne, according to reports, had first half yesterday, second half this morning. So that's one that we would expect to go through and something announced this afternoon. Matty Targett arrived this morning just after 11 o'clock, as reported by Keith Downey on Sky Sports. So he is currently also undergoing a medical. So that is initially was a loan that was agreed, but it now appears that it has been re-agreed with Villa that there is a loan with an option at the end of the season if we want that. So that's probably a good deal, good option for both players as well coming in.
Are you live right now? Yes, some interruptions.
This is live shows for you. This is what we do.
It's like the old good old days in DeadLine day.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's those two. Sorry, that's my son who's on his transition year who doesn't want to go back to school this afternoon. So yeah, that's why we're having a discussion.
Lead by example, Martin. Lead by example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't go to school. I got a job. It's fine. So where are we? So that's those two. The one that seems to be doing the rounds is obviously Ekitike. Bid was agreed last night of 33, around about 33 million. I think 28 rising up to 33 in and around that region. 19-year-old, obviously Rem striker, as we know. However, it appears to have hit a slight hitch in not only timing-wise, but it would be reported that the player is not convinced about coming to Newcastle. You can probably understand 19-year-old kid. If you watched the show the other night where we had Lee Davey on talking about French football, he said it would probably be better for Ekitike to have another season in France, get a bit more under his belt. Obviously, Newcastle looking to make a move, trying to bring in what we obviously know is a fantastic talent. But it looks like that's struggling. Obviously, time is probably the barrier there with regards to obviously convincing the player if he isn't convinced. As we said, as a 19-year-old kid, you can understand why. Getting him across to St. James's, over to Newcastle, medicals, deals done, and everything else before the window. So that's going to be a tight one. Lots of people, there's a little bit of negativity out there. Twitter is probably 50-50 with those who think it'll happen and those who think it won't. That's where it kind of stands on inbounds. Outbounds, as it stands, Freddie Woodman looks like he's moving out to Bournemouth on loan. It's been put up there this morning from Eddie Howe. A few reporting now that Jamal Lewis is available for loan. Looks like Borough are interested in both Clark and Hendrick, so there could be possible outgoings. And it has also been said that Gale is also available, but only if Newcastle get a striker in. So that's the outgoings and incomings at the moment, boys. So whatever you think about those.
Where do we start? Look, I think it was a bit of a mad sort of whirlwind this morning with the news that not only Matt Targett was on his way and already travelling up to Newcastle, but it was then the deal with Ekitike. It just like literally, it sent me in a bit of a spin. I don't know about you guys. I was absolutely buzzing with that and absolutely horrified at the fact that I had to be stuck here at work and not being able to track it like you boys have been doing today. But yeah, look, I can understand, as you said, Mark, with the Ekitike situation. He's only 19. We have to remember that the club that he's coming from, Ron, that's his hometown club. That's his boyhood club, and to be able to be plucked away from that into the cheers, Adam. To be plucked away from that into a brand new country, a new scenario.
Yeah, it's a massive
not
move.
know whether he's going to be playing every week. It's a tough decision for him. So hopefully we can talk him around, because I do think he'll make a massive difference to this team.
Yeah. I think it's a massive amount on his shoulders as well, so I can understand that. that you're going to, possibly throw him straight into the Lions' den and go, right, you're a kind of, till Wilson comes back, work alongside Wood, pretty much you're our main striking kind of threat as such. And then with the move and then settling everything else. And I think, the interesting piece, listening to obviously everything that's been going on today, I think that, when you look at the transition that Manchester City made, it was one of the comments that was on there this morning, was, Man City at the time were a mid-table team, so it allowed players coming in to adjust, settle, everything else. We're not in that position. These players that are coming in now have got to perform next week, and we need to put points on the board, and we need to move out of that bottom three. So despite, the skill set we're bringing in with Byrne, Targett, Kamarash, Chris Wood, Trippier, we need them to start really, really hitting the numbers now. So it is, there he is. We need to get them performing. So I think that is a lot on the lad's head, and obviously a lot to think about with the money and where it goes. So I think you're right with the whole where it is. Daz, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, just going to say, okay, if Hugo Ekitike doesn't happen, right, and this goes to not completed from my picture, does that bring us back in again, even with even more vigor in for Jesse Lingard? That's the question. Or what the lads have in the chat and what we just discussed before coming on air as well. Does that bring Zapata back into the picture again? And with that one being a loan with the option to buy or the obligation to buy later. And I think you were saying, Pete, that potentially for a loan move that there mightn't be as a strict medical, let's say, than a full signing. So there's still options there. There's still things could happen. It's a moving target, really.
Yeah, it is, and this is the thing. Like, what's interesting about this, and like you said, we talked about this before coming on air, is that actually these other deals can be done later on into the window. So even though it's 20-2 right now, if and I hope it's not the case that Ekitike decides to stay at Rome for the rest of the season, we could go for someone like Duvan Zapata. And we could get that deal wrapped up with a loan with a view to buy late on in the window, get the paperwork done, then we can sort out the medical and stuff the next day, because that's what's happened on loan deals before. The same with Jesse Lingard. Even if it gets to 8-9 o'clock and we finally get an agreement with the deal with Man United, that paperwork deal can be done within an hour. And, it'll be the case of Jesse Lingard will travel up to Newcastle the next day and then do the medicals and everything afterwards, because it's a loan deal. So hopefully, that Newcastle are thinking ahead. They are proactive in the situation. They have been in this window, and that they get those deals kind of looked to as an alternative, looked at getting wrapped up. But look, hey, this is a brand new Newcastle. Why not go for the jugular? Why not get an Ekitike and Jesse Lingard in the same window? Why not?
Ooh, yeah. Why not? And then just another one that no one has mentioned in the chat yet, but with West Ham failing in their bid for Nunes, is that someone we could try and get in again? And I know, Pete, you had some thoughts on that too.
Yeah, I mean, look. With Nunes, it is a little bit difficult now if we were going to be able to get that deal done. Me and Mark were talking about that before, and we were saying, the fact that he's currently on international duty over in South America. Mark made a great point about, do we need a delegate there from Newcastle to be there to oversee any type of medical? We know that medicals can be done by the international team's doctors, but do we need someone from Newcastle there as a representative, or do they have the trust that their records that they're giving us are all correct? All these question marks mean that the likelihood of a deal like that being done is probably not going to happen now.
Like we did have a rep there when we did Kamarash.
Exactly.
So we did, along. I think they were on the same flight. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think you do from that point, but I think it is a good point about if you look at the Zapata piece of a loan deal, you are able to obviously bring someone in. Possibly so.
You never know.
Possibly.
Could be all part of a plan.
Yeah.
You never know. While we're just catching our thoughts. So I just want to give a shout out to what's happening tonight. So tonight we're back on. This is just a very quick show. We said we had to come on, especially when we heard the Hugo news. We come on with a brief update. But tonight we've got a crazy show lined up from 7 o'clock. We've got.
Are we giving some guest names out?
I'm going to give some. I'm not going to give them all.
Let's give some of them out, but keep a couple back.
Yeah. Okay. So first one up. You may have heard this mentioned already. We've got Sean Casey back in. He was always penciled in to come back in. He wanted to come back in at the end of the transfer window and give up a summary and maybe what's coming in the future as well for the summer. So that will be interesting to hear from Sean. We have Burnsy as well. Ben is going to join us. So his debut unloaded. So that shall be interesting as well. We might even have Ben and Sean on at the same time. Yeah. So that will be interesting.
We should, hopefully we hope to have Burnsy, provided he hasn't blocked us all before the time he comes on.
No, I spoke to Burnsy today. Sorry, not today. Last night. He's absolutely buzzing to come on. I know he sent a couple of tweets out as reminders, so he'll be on. Get your questions in.
We've also got JC, the main man, Jordan, going to pop in, depending on how things go. We're hoping to get Jordan in. We've got two more journalists lined up as well to come in, but it all depends on how things work out. I'm not going to mention their names yet. We'll keep them. We keep them in our pocket for the time being. I think Charlie's going to try and come back on with us as well at some point, hopefully. Yep.
Charlie's with the Chronicle. He's working with the Chronicle at the moment today. But as always, he was fantastic on Friday. And he's going to look at it, even if it's for 10, 20 minutes, he's going to try and pop on and join the boys.
Perfect. Bronwyn is going to drop in as well. Give her thoughts. I know she's buzzing. She's been tweeting all day. Excitement. So
she might be on a bit earlier than she was due to come on around 9ish, but I think she's struggling with that. So she might be on. I've said pop in whenever you can. So
another big favourite who we've lined up to come on as well, and he's coming out of retirement to come back unloaded tonight. Back for his third stint with us, it's Keith Patterson. Keith Patterson is going to join us, the man who all this wouldn't be possible for all his help. So Keith is going to join us tonight. Looking forward to that, and he's bringing a friend with him. So
I think that's going to be good because he is going to help us close out the window. So I'm looking forward to that now. That should be a good bit of banter at the back end when we're just bollocks tired.
Someone tell him to bring his yellow tie with him. He could be the main man with the tie. What is going on, Jordan? I thought Lee was in the chat for a second. I was about to say, what's going on here? Oh, come on, man.
Another Davey.
Yeah. I did also get a DM, somebody asking me, what did Pete do? So I said, nothing. Why? Why is he in court?
I'm in the classroom. In fact, you know what? I've given up my lunchtime to do this.
We all have,
and I couldn't. I couldn't think of anywhere better else. I could be in the staff room with all my fellow educators having lunch, talking about lessons and work and marking. But you know what? There's no better place to be. Deadline day with the boys.
Exactly.
That's it.
So, look, that's really the quick update. We wanted to keep it brief to keep you in the loop and just kind of give you a heads up of what's happening tonight. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a mad one as well. Just to even forget about the transfers, incoming and outgoing, even for the guests alone, it'll be a great crack. So, come join us. And we also will reveal the winner of the prize draw as well. We've done the draw already. We're not going to reveal the name till later. So that's pretty much it. We'll leave again, and we'll be back at 7 o'clock.
We'll see you at 7 o'clock. Yep.
Lots of change since then.
That's it.
Bye-bye.
Come on, Pete.
See you later.
Take care, guys.
Now is the time. A time you'll look back on. A time you adopt as inspiration. You will recollect this time. This moment, right now. Motivate yourself towards success. Over